Cup qualifying is officially concluded from Richmond Raceway, and Denny Hamlin has won his third pole of 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. I just got done watching NASCAR Cup Series qualifying from Richmond Raceway, and Denny Hamlin has won his 43rd career NASCAR Cup Series pole. His 5th or 6th pole at Richmond in Cup Series history for him, and like I said, his third pole of the 2024 season. What's really crazy about this is Denny Hamlin actually qualified the slowest of the 10 drivers to advance to the final round of qualifying. He was actually the first driver that had to go out because he was last of the 5 that got in. But Denny Hamlin found something in the final session of qualifying and was able to charge his way up and get the pole. I thought he was going to get beat at the end of qualifying, but he wasn't able to get beat. We know Denny Hamlin is very, very strong and really good at Richmond. They had really good pace and speed on the long run and also in the short run as well, even with the option tires that they were using. And like I said, we know how good Denny Hamlin is at Richmond. So I think Denny Hamlin has a really good chance and opportunity. Joe Gibbs Racing's been extremely strong at the track for many, many years. And I think Denny Hamlin will have a very good chance to get the victory tomorrow evening going into the race. And I think that the 11 team is going to be very fast. They were kind of perplexed during qualifying, but nonetheless, it's Denny's third or fourth pole of the year, his 43rd career pole. Congratulations, Denny Hamlin, on winning his third pole of 2024 for this weekend's race at Richmond. So that is the pole setter. Let's talk about the top 10 qualifiers. So Denny Hamlin won the pole. Mark Truex Jr. will be starting on the front row in second place. Really good speed from Mark Truex Jr. He's my pick going into the race tomorrow night because he dominated this race the last time we were here. And he had pretty good speed in practice as well, had really good long run speed, and was pretty good as well. We know how good Joe Gibbs Racing is at that racetrack. I think that Mark Truex Jr. will be up front going for the win tomorrow night. Congratulations, Truex, starting on the front row. He'll start in second. Josh Berry qualifies third. Just missed on getting the pole. He had the fastest time in the first round of qualifying. Was very, very impressive. He struggled in practice also, which was very, very surprising to see, but they made that car better for qualifying, and they're starting up front. I have Josh Berry as a sleeper pick. I could seriously see him having a chance and opportunity to win the race tomorrow night. He's going to have a really good chance. He was really fast here in the spring. Josh Berry started third. Really good job for the 14. Chase Elliott qualifies fourth. Hendrick Motorsports was not that fast, but they did something in their cars. They made some adjustments, and Chase Elliott is starting inside the top 5 and 4th. Chase was really fast here in the spring, too, this team, and this is going to be huge for him because Kyle Larson did not make the final round of qualifying, so Chase Elliott's going to be able to make up a ton of ground on Kyle Larson in the regular season battle and championship there. So Chase Elliott will be starting 4th. Good job from the 9 team. He's also got that Coca-Cola sponsorship, which looks amazing. Chris Bell starting 5th. Remember, he has a different crew chief of Chris Sherwood crew chiefing for the next 2 weeks as Adam Stevens is sitting out. It seems like it's really not made any changes because Chris Bell was really, really fast in qualifying today and was really quick in practice on one of the 5 fastest cars in practice overall. He'll be starting in 5th. Good job for Chris Bell. He could go out and win the race tomorrow evening. Austin Dillon qualified 6th, probably the biggest standout of the top 10 that made the final round. And honestly, he was very impressive today. Was the fastest car in practice. RCR in general shows some really good speed. Kyle Busch is starting just outside the top 10, 11th or 12th, which they desperately needed. They hired some new engineers very recently. That's what I think NBC stated. And just really impressed the Austin Dillon, how the pace and speed. He'll be starting 6th. He's been pretty good at this racetrack in the past, so it isn't a major shock and surprise, but he'll be starting 6th. Good job from Austin Dillon. Chris Buescher qualified 7th. The RFK cars have been kind of struggling at qualifying this year, so good to see Chris Buescher starting inside the top 10. He'll be looking to go back-to-back in the summer race at this track. He'll start 7th tomorrow night. Bubba Wallace qualifies 8th. Second fastest overall in practice. I really thought that speed he had in practice was going to back up in qualifying. He did back up in round 1, but unfortunately lost a little ground in round 2. But this is really huge for Bubba because he's going to be able to make up some points on the cutoff line tomorrow. Really good job from the 23 team. He was really fast here in the spring. I think he'll have a good chance and opportunity to win the race tomorrow evening. Joey Logano qualifies 9th. Finished runner-up last time we were here. I think Logano and that 22 team are going to be really, really quick. They're starting to show a little more pace and speed in the second half of this year. He'll start in 9th, and then Tyler Reddick qualified in 10th. Reddick had the fastest car in the first group, but all of a sudden they just faded a little bit. I don't know what happened to Reddick's car. Reddick's been hit or miss this track at times. He did have a really good car here last time. He had a top 10 car. We'll see what Reddick can do. He was really fast in the summer race last year as well. He'll be starting 10th in the race tomorrow evening. So those are the top 10 qualifiers. Let's talk about some notable drivers that did not make the final round of qualifying. Already mentioned Kyle Busch. Really impressed with the speed they showed in qualifying. They kind of struggled a little bit in practice, but like I mentioned, I hired some new engineers recently, and it seems like it's really helped Kyle Busch as of late because he just had one of his best qualifying runs he's had all year so far. He needs to absolutely 100% for sure go out there and win a race before the end, but going to be starting in a decent position. Kyle Larson making the final round is a major surprise. Coming into this race, he had an opportunity to be the first driver to win 4 straight short track races since when Jeff Bodine, who drove the 5 car, by the way, back in 1984, did that. Kyle Larson's speed hasn't just been there, unfortunately, this time around. I do think they'll be able to make some adjustments for the race, and they were really good on the option tires, so Larson, I think, will be able to be up there. Both the Trackhouse cars missed the final round. Ross Chastain and Dylan Suarez are starting middle of the pack. They had good speed in practice, but they faded a little bit as well. Same with William Byron and Alex Bowman. They were pretty bad in practice, and they both just missed the final round. Unfortunately, they're starting kind of in the middle of the pack there. Also, Carson Osbar, I believe, is starting in 19th position. Decent speed, but probably not going to be a major contender for the win. He did win the Truck Series race last year, so I could see Carson Osbar having a chance to get up there and contend for the win, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. The front row car struggled a little bit. We saw Zane Smith have decent speed, and there were some other drivers that looked really, really good in the practice and qualifying sessions as well. So that is reactions. Let's talk about the option tire real quick. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about this option tire. I really do not know who the favorites are going into this race. I have to think the Joe Gibbs racing cars are going to be super fast and super quick in the race tomorrow evening because remember, the track conditions are going to be a lot different because when we did the practice, it was about 2 to 2.5 hours prior to when the cars are going to be on track for the race. So cars that might not have been good in practice earlier in the day, they may be very good at night. And some cars that are really, really good in practice during the early portion of the afternoon, they may not be as good when we get to the race. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how things play out, and it could create a very interesting race, which we kind of need that for Richmond because the last time we were here, the racing was not that good. So I kind of hope with this option tire coming in and coming into play, we can get a very compelling and very interesting race. Going to be very fun to see what happens tomorrow afternoon going into the evening. The race will start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll probably end around 9:30 p.m. Eastern when the race is probably going to come to an end. So be a day and night transition, kind of like how the Coca-Cola 600 is. We'll see how the race transitions and see which drivers will be able to come to the front in the NASCAR Cup Series race at Richmond tomorrow evening. So, that is going to be it for reactions to NASCAR Cup Series qualifying from Richmond Raceway for the Cookout 400. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your thoughts about Cup Series qualifying? Let me your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Denny Hamlin on winning the pole. Let me your thoughts in the comments below. Later this evening, we're going to have the reactions to the Truck Series race and Richmond Raceway as we will determine who will get into the playoffs for the Truck Series. Tomorrow, you'll see a starting lineup video for the Cookout 400, and you also see the race view for the Cookout 400 as well. Then on Monday, there'll be a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. Tuesday, more than likely, you're going to see an entry list video for the NASCAR Cup Series race in Michigan, and there's a lot of other content dropping over the course of the next couple days that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.